We're back again. Back with another reaction video. So I'm gonna be reacting to a video about a chick that's, semi-famous and that. I'm sure you lot will know who she is once you see her face, innit? Basically, I remember seeing her about 2 years ago on TV. I don't know if it was a documentary or just a little interview, like let's say This Morning or something like that. But she was talking about racism in the world of fame and that. And basically, it was just one of them things. So, a lot of black. I mean, this girl's mixed race anyway, innit? So she's not black. She's mixed race. There's a lot of black people as well jumping on the bandwagon. This is during lockdown, during the Black Lives Matter nonsense and that, jumping on the bandwagon saying, "Oh, I've experienced racism. I've experienced racism." People like Trisha Goddard. I'm not saying Ainsley Harriet, but them kind of old school black people that have been, on TV way back in the day in the 90s and that. They're all coming forward. "Oh, I've experienced racism. Oh, I've experienced racism as well." Like, shut up. Like, everyone experiences racism in this country. White English people, there's a good few of them who are racist. So if you're in this country, if you are a foreigner, if you're not a white English, you're going to experience racism. Irish people who are also white, they are Caucasian. When they came over here, they experienced racism. No blacks, no Irish, no dogs, fam. That was on the front of the pubs around the 60s and 70s or something like that. So a lot of people have experienced racism over here. Romanians, Polish and that, they'll experience racism from white English people. They just get on with it. They're like, yeah, fuck them. Keep it moving. Trust me, I'm gonna go to these people's houses and that, and I'll be like, "Oh, what's the neighbours like?" Well, them next door, they don't even speak English. Who gives a fuck? You think I care what language my neighbours speak? Shut the fuck up, blood. I don't want to hear you, blood. When I see you, you don't even have to look at me. I ain't gonna look at you, but if you want, nod your head, that's it. I'm not interested in being your friend. I don't want to get to know you. I see no advantages to living next to anybody. All I can see is people are going to be a liability and a nuisance. So shut your fucking mouth, blood. So anyway, white English people, they're racist to a lot of most foreigners anyway. The Asian people, when they came over here, they experienced racism. Obviously, they probably still experience racism, but they just get on with it. You can go to any part of the country that's racist and that, you'll still see an Indian man with his corner shop. And them man, they experience real racism. Yeah? Them man, they throw petrol bomb through their ass clout window, innit? So, yeah, let's just see what this girl's got to say, innit? But I remember seeing her a couple of years ago and I was just thinking, just shut the fuck up, man, about your experience racism as a local pop celebrity, damn idiot. But anyway, let's keep it moving. On with the video.
There's a problem, let's address it. Let's all address it together.
I'm very excited because joining me right now is Leanne from Little Mix.
Nearly 10 years ago, my pop star dream became a reality. I love it. I'm so grateful for this crazy roller coaster life. But sometimes, I felt I was being treated differently to my bandmates because of the colour of my skin.
For so many years, people always look at us as less.
We have been in a bubble.
Fuck them,
now
bro.
that's kind of like burst.
Looking back, it's clear my colour was being used to define my image within the group, which made me feel different to the other girls. My parents are my rock, and over the years, they're the only people I felt I could talk to about how I was feeling.
Hello, you're right.
When I came to you guys crying, upset, because I felt lost, invisible, you'd be like, look where you are, you're still earning the same money, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. But oh God, I'm gonna get upset.
I was carrying a lot, like, never ever feeling good enough. And I feel like it ruined a lot of my experience, which should have been the best time of my life.
So in terms of her being mixed race, that is not a black girl. Although her parents look like they're people of some sort of colour, maybe because there are mixed race people that have parents who are both mixed race. That girl is not a black girl. If you ever want to question whether someone is black or not, or question how black someone is, just think to yourself, if I drop this person in the middle of Congo, would they be able to blend in? Because if you drop me in the middle of Congo, I would blend in just fine. Obviously, the Congolese people, and even if you drop me in the middle of Jamaica, I could take a Jamaican man's clothes and wear them, and I could walk around and not say a word, and they will know, yeah, English you would. Or they might think I'm American, but say English you're, British you're. That's what they'll call man. But this girl is not black. Yeah, she's mixed race, she's mixed. That is not a black girl. Look at her hair texture and that skin color and that. If you dropped her in the middle of fucking Congo or Nigeria or Ghana, she'll stick out like a sore thumb because she is not black. So I don't even know where her parents are from. I just assume both her parents are mixed race and that.
My life.
Yeah. But what's difficult would be, what could we have said to have made you feel better?
Yeah.
Exactly. I think when we figured out what it was, that probably just made me feel worse because I was like, oh, great, now what? Like, what do I do now? Well, I can't hide the fact that I'm black, like, and my situation is minuscule compared to what is actually going on in this world.
But you can use your voice and your experiences to help other people and to let other people know that, you know, things are going to change.
Yeah.
I'm getting messages from others in the music industry every day, especially from fellow black women.
I want people to see me for me and then make a judgment on that.
See, look, that's Alexandra Burke. That's a black girl. You know, if you dropped her in the middle of Ghana and scruffed her up and roughed her up, she would just blend in, you know?
I want to hear their experiences face to face to help decide how I can use my platform in this fight.
I've been in my group for like 9 years, and for so long I thought, people would say to me it's in your head, and I started to think, okay, maybe it is. So maybe I'll do whatever I can to improve my vocals, I'll make sure I speak more in interviews, do whatever I have to do to better myself, because whatever's going on now, it's not good enough. Right. So I need to be better. And then it still wasn't enough. Why do I feel like invisible? Why do I feel like the least favoured, the least desired? Like, I just want to know, like, is that racist, or like, is it in my head?
Oh, it's obviously not. Some people don't realise that they are being racist, and I think that, like, people don't realise that they have, like, racist thoughts or ideas, but, like, they've been conditioned to be like, well, black isn't beautiful, or that person's not really, like, given much to this scenario, so I'm just going to ignore them. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's unconscious.
People are afraid to admit that they've done something that is considered racism. I remember when my mum used to take me to certain management companies. They told me and said, we've got one black person, we can't have another. And I got that a couple of times. And one thing that's like actually comes to my head right now is being told to bleach my skin. Being told that I'm too dark to be in the industry. I'm going cold talking about it because I really actually don't like talking about it. That's what's so fucked up about this industry.
I mean, even if someone has told her that, oh, you're too dark and that, well, what about Kelly Rowland? What about fucking all these black women, Missy Elliott? What about all the other black women that are in the industry that have made it? Fuck, like, what are you talking about? Jamelia weren't too dark to make it. There's so many black women that are of darker skin that have made it. So even if someone has said that to you, you just think to yourself, well, if other people have done it, then surely I can. Fuck them. That's just one or two people's opinion. Why are you allowing one or two people's opinion to affect your success? Why are you allowing them to affect your progression, man? No one can say to me, oh, because you're from this background and you're this skin color, you're not going to be successful. I'll tell you, fuck you. Suck your mother.
And that's what makes me feel at times where I go, I don't want to be in this industry. You know, they took my confidence away so much that I couldn't be me.
That's your own insecurities. How can someone take away your confidence, blood? You think anyone could take away my confidence?
The things that Alex had to go through, I'm shocked. It makes me think more into the fact that there are so few dark-skinned females right now in the music industry. What is it about dark-skinned women that they don't deem it to be marketable? It really does make me think, like, if I was some shades darker, would I be sat here right now? Like, I don't know. I do have the power to demand change from the people that work with me. So you've got the head of Sony Music, who I could potentially try and have a meet with. Let them hear my thoughts and feelings firsthand. If there was more people that look like me on my team, I would not have felt more as alone. Like, instead of thinking this was all in my head, like, maybe I would have been speaking to people that actually understood it. Like, my label have always had my back, so I feel like they'll be happy to try and find some sort of a solution for this. Right.
Right, so there's like 2 episodes that I've merged into one, so I think the next one's coming up. Seems like it, yeah. Alright, next one.
By the time I finished the doc, I was a different person. I'm gonna cry. I knew this was gonna happen. It's hormones and it's everything.
It's okay.
Gosh.
Being a black girl in the pop industry, I do feel like I have a responsibility to speak out.
She knows that she's going to get backlash off this.
He just said, you're the black girl, you're going to have to work 10 times harder.
They told me, you need to bleach your skin because you won't sell any records.
We were taught that opinion didn't matter. Like, we are powerful. Even coming into meetings, it is always predominantly white.
There's a problem, let's address it. Let's all address it together.
So what's this?
It's predominantly white because it's a white. You're in a white country, blood. You wouldn't say that if you was in Ghana or Jamaica. Like, what the fuck, man? You can't expect to be in another person's country or be in a white country and it not be predominantly white people. Well, you think you're gonna go to Russia and go into meetings and not sit around predominantly Russian people? You think you're gonna go to India and sit around? You're not gonna sit around predominantly Indian people.
Documentary about?
So the documentary is about racism in the UK, and we touch on colorism as well. I wanted to speak about my experiences and the way I felt in the band, being the black girl in the band and people identifying me as a black girl. I really wanted to explore why I felt so overlooked, so overshadowed, but also I wanted to be able to hear from other black women on their experiences and being able to just be open and really sort of explore race, explore racism and talk to some incredible people. When the doc was announced, I think people thought that I was going to be talking about my experiences of colorism, and that's not what I was doing. Like, obviously, like, I wanted to talk about racism, but I knew that colorism is such a massive issue that's definitely not spoken enough, like, in the media at all. And I wanted to bring it to light and talk about it, as I say, on the widespread media. But to hear the comments, I started questioning myself, am I the right person to do this? Like, have I taken someone else's place in doing this? But then I thought, no, like, I am also talking about my experiences, and I'd rather use my platform that I have to reach millions of people than do nothing. So yeah, it was just like, ugh.
They probably just see like Little Mix or like songs, pop band and stuff like that. They don't know the actual person.
Definitely. So, like, yeah, we used to get criticised all the time for talking about social issues. Like, what are you talking about social issues? You're a pop star. And it's like, well, we have brains.
Exactly. Like, I might pop it and lock it on a Saturday night for you on your MTV. Don't mean I can't do social justice on a Sunday.
This is what I mean, exactly.
It's
and like,
mad.
we all have issues very close to our hearts and things to say.
It is mad. I was talking earlier about my experiences as well. Like, growing up in Essex, the black boys in our area just used to like insult all darker skinned girls, and we were just like, your mum's dark skinned, your sister's dark skinned, like, what are you actually doing? And I think, like, you spoke to Andre as well in the doc about his tweets, and he was saying similar things to what those boys were saying as well, with, you know, they were conditioned. Everyone wanted to be lighter skinned black then. Everyone wanted to, you know, just look like the girls the boys fancied, which were lighter skinned women. So and what privileges do you think that you have that darker skinned women don't?
Well, I feel like in general we see a lot more light skinned women in the media. Like, we do, like, billboards, campaigns, TV, just everything. So I think that's definitely one of my privileges. And like, the more I get into it, the more I'm like, this is like everywhere. Like, even down to like nails and nail varnish, hands, like so many sort of industries that just don't represent at all, and just the lack of diversity is disgraceful. So I think however I can be a part of some sort of help to that and be an ally to that, like, that's exactly what I want to do.
What was the most difficult thing for you to address throughout this doc?
I definitely feel like one of the most difficult things was talking about like identifying as black because I know how bad colorism is and how dark-skinned people are not represented enough in the media at all. And I understand sometimes the frustration of me saying that I identify as black when I am evidently lighter. I can understand that frustration, but then the fact that obviously both my parents are mixed race and were brought up.
What did I say? So how can you identify as black if both of your parents are mixed race? If both of your parents are mixed race, you are mixed race. If both of your parents are white, you're white. If both of your parents are black, you're black. So why are you identifying as black for?
In West Indian households, in turn, I was brought up in a West Indian household, and that's always something that I have just identified as. To be honest, the whole thing was hard because it's just like, us as a society, we're not used to having really open conversations about race. Like, it's only now where the world has finally woken up and the world finally wants to talk about it and address it. So it's like, these conversations are new, and I can't wait till the moment where it feels like second nature. We've got a long way to go.
We've got a long way
like,
to go,
but
it's
long way.
From last year, a lot has happened and a lot is happening.
I know.
But you went through a lot in the doc. You spoke to a load of people. The Pop Princesses scene was one of my favourites.
I'm getting messages from others in the music industry every day. I want to hear their experiences face to face to help decide how I can use my platform in this fight. As well as Keisha from the Sugar Babes, I've invited Alexandra Burke, R&B soul artist Neo,
And I hadn't really seen someone that looked like me.
and singer-songwriter Ray. Why do I feel like invisible? And for so long, people would say to me, it's in your head.
You broke down in that scene.
Yeah.
What was going through your mind when you were speaking to, Keisha, Ray?
I feel like it was a really overwhelming moment of the doc. I think to be able to be in a room with these incredible ladies that have all experienced such like devastating things to do with race, like it's just, I think a lot of people are going to be shocked by it.
And one thing that's like actually comes to my head right now is being told to bleach my skin. Being told that I'm too dark to be in the industry. I'm going cold talking about it because I really actually don't like talking about it.
We all had completely different experiences. It's like race doesn't affect you in one person in one way. It's such a huge issue that affects people so differently. So I really thought that I was going to have similar experiences to Keisha, so Keisha being the only black girl in her group, but hers was completely different to mine. And I think the fact that her world was a lot more diverse, like her fan base and things like that. So yeah, it was really interesting to just hear other people's accounts. Can we talk about Dawn Butler? Like, she's just so inspiring. And every time I had conversations with these incredible black women, I just felt like more empowered in myself. And by the time I finished the doc, I was a different person. I'm gonna cry.
Hold on a minute. Wasn't Dawn Butler that dummy? That fucking, no disrespect to her, but she was that MP that was acting up in front of the police. Yeah, she got stopped and searched. I think she was in a car. You know what? I'm going to find the clip and include it in this video.
Police of racial profiling after the car she was in was stopped in London. The former Shadow Equalities Minister filmed the incident in Hackney, in which she said officers stopped her friend who was driving. Here's just a little bit of what happened.
The other police officer asked me where I live, where I was going. That's also none of your business.
Yeah, I'm not.
It's none of your. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
It is none.
But when you're
of
driving a car
your
on a public road,
business.
then under the road traffic tack, then we can stop a vehicle and we can check the driver. So if you
Yeah,
don't
but it's none of your. But it's none of your business where I'm going. Where else are you going to drive a car other than on a public road?
But like I said, I've not asked you any of those
So can I
questions.
just say something? Your attitude is great. Your attitude stinks. Can I have your details?
Yeah, of course.
I mean, obviously, I did not see before what happened on this video and that, innit, yeah? But the only person's attitude that stinks seems to be this woman. Do you know what it is, yeah? I'm sure this was, because I heard about this before. when she or whoever filmed this video next to her, when this was happening and that, you know, like when the Black Lives Matter thing was in full force and that, and everyone was jumping on the bandwagon about this racism thing. I'm seeing fucking, what is it, Naomi Campbell talking on this. Remember Trisha Goddard, the little mixed race girl from, was it Little Mix, and that. Everyone's claiming to be a victim of black oppression on this bullshit. The only person's attitude that sticks in the situation is her. Yeah, it was Dawn Butler. Dawn Butler, she was the one that was acting up. She didn't know how to conduct herself properly when getting stopped and searched by the police.
I knew this was going to happen. It's hormones and it's everything.
It's okay.
Gosh. But yeah, like, confident, just not scared to just be me.
Yeah, 100%. Stop. No, it's fine.
And I own it now.
Maybe I have no empathy. Maybe I'm a cold-hearted arsehole. But when I see people cry, I don't feel nothing. I just look at them like, when are you going to stop? I don't feel nothing when I see people cry. I don't know. Maybe I'm evil or something like that.
More than ever.
Who do you want to watch this doc? Who is that one person you want to watch? What kind of audience do you want to watch and reflect on?
I feel like there are a lot of people out there that don't necessarily understand how deeply ingrained racism is and how it really does affect so many people of colour, so many black people. And I feel like, especially with my fan base, it is predominantly white. And I want them to feel enlightened and watch it and learn something, but also think, what can I do? What can I do to help? What can I do to carry this conversation on? That's like the main thing I want people to take from it. Like, it's time to take action, and I want everyone to get involved and realize that their voice matters as well.
Right, I've heard enough of her whining and pining. Blood, there might be racism and that. You might be affected a little bit. Just get fucking on with it. And that's it, man. Stay wise. Done.